We're seeing a trend where lenders like credit unions, banks, and other financial institutions are starting to require a bigger percentage of down payment on pre owned anything. Now, the car industry might be a little different, but when it came, I'll give you a great example. Here's one of the best examples I can give you. Just happened today. I have a customer on a fifth wheel, pre owned, it's 4 years old, it's being sold for about $2,000 more than wholesale book. Wholesale JD Power, something you have to pay to see, something the lenders use to evaluate what they're going to give a loan on. The fifth wheel wasn't in the best shape, so it's being sold for very cheap compared to what the lending value is. Yet, this 790 FICO score is still being required to put 15% down. So they want to come in with $5,000. The banks and the credit unions countered at 7,500, even though we're well within the guidelines of the lending institution. So when we talk about lenders and how they control industry, they basically are controlling the narrative of what they're going to let you borrow on a used unit. New, whole different ballgame. Used, fact of life. Now, we covered that short. Now, that's going to morph into the second biggest problem. So the second biggest problem we're going to run into with the used RV market is private party sales are going to absolutely crash and burn. We are going to get to a point, and I've said this prior, where the federal government, FEMA specifically, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, is going to have to bail out the lenders out of a lot of inventory. Not the dealers, not the manufacturers, but the auctions and this high-priced, high-content inventory that was being sold for greater than market value during COVID-19 lockdowns. So COVID-19 is still haunting us today. We are 4 to 5 years clear of a lot of the junk that was going on, or at least we started on the downslope about 4 years ago, and we're still in the middle of this problem. So, what's going on? Well, you have a guy that paid $100,000 cash for a fifth wheel, as an example. 4 years later, the credit unions and the banks say they will lend $30,000 on that same fifth wheel. And that consumer is like, screw you. I'm not losing $70,000 in 4 years, even though I was the dummy that overpaid during COVID and didn't wait. So you have right now, if you actually do the math, probably between 1.2 and 1.4 million RVs that were sold between 2020 and 2022. Now, that's a conservative estimate, new and used. That's toy haulers, fifth wheels, motorhomes. Now, a lot of people, they love their rig. They're going camping. They're enjoying themselves. They enjoy the RV lifestyle. They're not getting rid of the rig. That's a lot of people. But there's a ton of people that are severely upside down in their trade, or they want to give everybody the middle finger that they're not going to lose 70 cents on the dollar on something they overpaid for. This is something common in the truck industry right now. This is not being talked about at length in the car industry. It's not being talked about enough in the car industry at all. A lot of car gurus who talk crap about the car industry kind of stay away from this subject because it is sensitive. But in the truck side of things, you have guys that paid for a 2021 Ford F-350 that spent $25,000, $30,000, $35,000 over sticker price, and their truck today is worth pennies on the dollar compared to what they paid in 2021. You have homes that are starting to depreciate from its high value. I just listened to a realtor that has had 5 homes fall out in May because the people don't have enough down payment to cover the appraisal. One example the young lady gave was the house was selling for $700,000, but the bank was only willing to lend 500 grand. But they were able to get a $700,000 mortgage on that home back in 2021. What's the difference? Now, it's not like the real estate market's going to come crashing down because a lot of those people that have overpaid for homes have 2% interest rates on their mortgage. So it ain't like 2008 where everybody's like panicking and trying to get out from underneath their home. That's not it. But a lot of people are like, hey, it'd be nice to move. Let's pull some equity out. And they're finding out there's not that much equity because they severely overpaid for the house, and bidding wars were created during COVID-19. We still have not paid the piper on that. Still today, we have not paid the piper on overspending during the lockdowns.